Welcome to my build. If you haven't guessed by now, we're building a vertical and horizontal, it could operate in both directions, table for any type of tool. This particular design of table, with a few modifications, can service any tool, including my future CNC. You can mount any desktop tool you like on it, from a planer to a miter saw, drum sander, whatever you like. You could actually store those tools up at a height well above your head, or you could leave it in the down position. And if your tool happens to operate at an angle, like the CNC, you could stop it at any particular angle you want. A set of plans for this particular build is available for 10 bucks over at my website, Javi.com, or I can custom build one for you. Take a look, see what you think. The first thing that I did, but this is a personal preference of yours, is shave off all the rounded corners, what Dave Gatton likes to refer to as deradii-ing the 2x4s into 2x3s. So you get some nice looking square pieces. It's up to you whether you want to go through the extra step of ripping them and then planing them, but I like a nice neat square board for my table. I cut all the pieces to length according to the plans, and I created 2 frames with simple butt joints. My particular frames are approximately 3 feet by 6 feet. Both frames were then carefully glued and screwed together, glue line along the middle, and that created the base. I doubled up on either side with an extra 2x4 because I needed more space and for extra rigidity on the sides. I've then attached the 2x8 to either side. The actual frame is about 6 feet in length, but the 2x8s stick out an extra 10 inches because this particular model is holding a custom CNC. Normally the 2x8s would be the same length and the track wheel would be mounted on the bottom rear corner. Now that I've shown you the frame, let's get to building the tracks. As you see, I've started by lag bolting the 2x4s to the studs on the wall. In my particular case, they're 5 studs apart or 80 inches. Then I created an L by putting another 2x4 screwed into the side. After assembling the frame and then putting up the rails to the specified amount, giving it probably ½ an inch on each side, here is my contraption. Horizontal's nice and it's very practical, but in the vertical position, look at this. Enough room to dance.
Later that day, I pulled out the tools again and proceeded to cut the tabletop from cabinet-grade 3/4 inch ply. The final tabletop measured 76 inches wide by 64 inches deep. The tabletop was screwed in with regular drywall screws 6 inches on center along all the centers of the table frame.
Well, folks, the build is done, and here it is. We have our drop-down legs, and as you will see by this dial, it is 0, 0, 0. Perfectly level. In the horizontal position, this table is held by the 2 drop-down legs and by the header on the wall side. The drop-down legs are stuck on with magnets, and this thing balances nice and easy on the wall. The bed is approximately 64 inches by 76 inches wide. For the particular CNC I'm building, this allows for a 4-foot by 6-foot board with the appropriate 2-inch clamping area all the way around the sides. An additional feature is the 2 little pins that are placed on the garage door rails. Now these could be placed anywhere. I chose to put mine to have my table come out to 65 degrees, which is a nice convenient angle. So all the sawdust falls, it doesn't interfere with the door, gives me a lot of space, and since it's not vertical, the wood doesn't fall on top of me and knock me to the ground. I've purchased the plans and the parts necessary to build my Gatton CNC, and that's exactly what I'm going to do next weekend. Hopefully you'll join me next weekend as I show you a do-it-yourself CNC for a very modest price. Thank you for watching.